Hey, what's going on, everyone? This your boy Freeze hanging out in the Deceptilab as always. And this particular series is actually an interesting one because I had my first guest on the show this time, and it was actually Transformers Earth Wars community manager Dale from Space Ape. And we had about a 2 hour conversation just talking about the game, everything from just the state of the game to how we feel the game went in 2023 and we had a really good time, and so I wanted to share that interview with you guys. I'm breaking it down into multiple sections just based off of the different topics that we discussed. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, catch all of the videos in this series, and I will see you on my live streams, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Freezius out. um I do want to ask a question, since we were on the topic of things that happened this year that um, might not have been received positively. So I want to talk to you about VIP.
I
And
say VIP. I know what you're gonna say.
now to say, so I gotta ask you. So what was the driving force behind changing? And you and I, we talked a lot about it at that time because you know,
Mm.
we spent what, probably a couple of weeks and trying to get that stuff to the new rollout to something that was going to be acceptable to the community. What drove the need for the change?
When when you've got somebody spending a lot of money on your game, I think you do need to give them more in a monthly reward. I think that is just, I mean, first off, going all the way back to the start is one, we were running adverts on our game and we were bringing in a ton of new players, and all these people were like, I've heard about VIP. What's VIP? So that just generated so much fluff in tickets. Like we weren't actually dealing with. I don't want to say that we were trying to like get out of doing work, but we had about more important stuff you could say, like account management, recovery codes. But then we've got a ton of tickets that needed attention because you've got all these new players coming in and they're going, why am I not VIP? What's this VIP process? Because we had an application system back then. Um, we must be getting about 200 or so a day. It doesn't sound much, but if you are only clearing like a few tickets a day, it all builds up, and then you're already behind in what's going on. Plus, you've got all people like sending in tickets because you've already got people like contacting us every week. There's no like stoppage in this game. There's always something going on, I like to say, on this game. So that was one of the driving factors. How can we make this process automated? Because we didn't really want that application system anymore. Because one, you're upsetting people because when you reject them, they just go, "Well, I'm not happy with this. I'm just upset. Like I hate this game. I'm gonna quit." They give you all this, and then you've got that decision. Do you actually make them a VIP player, or do you just tell them, "No, we're just gonna stand with our ground. This is the rules and requirements, and you're not in." So that was a massive question to us: is how can we automate this, and how can we let as many people know about this as possible? So in my head, it's just okay. Let's just change the system to have the monetary aspect. 9.99. In my head, I'm thinking, well, if they're not buying the cyber pass, it's likely they don't really care for these rewards. And already, we're not having any applications come through tickets anymore, so we can spend time doing other things. But we're also just like, in a way, able to offer a small VIP program to everybody without anybody over the years getting upset and alienated because they can't get in. Now, on the flip side of that is you've got historically people who've been part of the program for years who now feel that we've ruined the program in a way, which I completely understand. But to this day, we give out more VIP rewards than we ever have done. Is that a success? I don't know. I don't really want to answer that if it's a success. But from my point of view, if we're giving out more rewards than we ever have done, roughly like double, by the way, because the VIP program was quite small. And yeah, we did ramp up the amount of people who were in it towards the end, but we're doing double the amount of rewards. In the end, people go, yeah, but it's all about money and things. The space ape, well, technically, if we stayed with this fear system, technically, if we stayed with a fear system, we'd probably be better money-wise because we're giving out less rewards.
Right.
We're actually giving out less rewards to less people. So keeping it the fear system could be ideal because because we're doing half the amount than we are, then we're actually saving rewards. And then the second system, again, is it about money? Well, we're actually giving more rewards out, plus we're actually upscaling rewards based on what you're spending. And I think the main feedback is, and this is going to sound crazy, people were like very upset that we did like tiers that had $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and I really don't want to sound rude when I say this. People find it hard to believe that people do actually spend that amount of money in this game on a month-to-month basis. And if there's a small selection of people doing this, then why wouldn't we provide it? Why wouldn't we reward them? Because at the end of the day, everybody is helping this game stay afloat. No matter what your budget is, you're helping this game stay afloat. So if somebody is dropping that amount of money, yeah, I still cannot believe it myself, right? Somebody drops that
Right.
amount of money on the game. It's crazy money, absolutely crazy. But it happens. And if it happens, then we're going to have to reward them because they are a portion of players, like we reward all the other groups as well. So it's not like we made a bracket and go, okay, nobody is in this bracket. Let's hope they do. No, the brackets we made are that we found a portion of players in there and we offered like a bit of an uplift of what they're getting. Like when you think about it like that, you think, oh my god, that is actually people who spend that amount of money. Yes, okay. Well, do they really deserve the same amount of rewards as somebody who's just spending $9.99? No, they don't. I mean, naturally, they're going to get things faster anyway. This is just a little bit of a bonus of just as a thank you in a way. Highly controversial. I look back at it and I think the program will get better. The program already is going to go through some more changes next year. In a way that now we've actually gone away from what we're doing. I'm really pushing for, and I hope we can do this, is any purchase you make, you just get tokens instead. And then there's just going to be a token shop where you can just decide on what you want on a month-to-month basis. I hope that we can do that. No promises, but it's what I'm pushing for. It's been planned for. We're drawing up things. For example, if you're
I've
spending,
seen it work really well in other games too to that place. So I was like, if y'all can get that in, I think that's a definite bonus.
well, there you go. That is kind of where we're going with the program. So, for example, if you're spending, I don't really want to talk about monetization or bundles because it's not mine. But if you are spending at the minute $9.99, you will get tokens, not reward. But then you'll be able to decide when you get your monthly gift whenever you want because there'll be a dedicated shop for you and you can just go buy whatever you want. You want the bundle you get now? Fine. You want something else? Fine, go buy it. And the shop will probably rotate monthly or something. Again, it's still in very early phases, but that's where the program could go, is start rewarding people on purchases and then give them their own shop to just do whatever they want with, and then we don't have to send anything out on a month-to-month basis, which will be even better for us. But as it's evolved, would I go back to the old VIP program? Look, we've got people joining the game now who are buying the Cyber Pass and then getting a little bit more rewards. I don't know if I would go back to the older program just because. And I hope people don't see it as a way that are you forcing me to spend? Well, in one way I would argue no, because if you're not buying the Cyber Pass, which is crazy value, by the way,
Yeah,
crazy
absolutely.
value. If you're not even going to buy that, I don't know if you want the VIP rewards in the end because they're not as good as the Cyber Pass. They're not as good as the Cyber Pass. It gives no fact. I mean, yeah, they give 5-star shares, but nothing crazy as the Cyber Pass. So that's the kind of fence I'm on. I see people join the game now. They get a small uplift. Whether they stay or not, fine. But they've got a little bit of a bonus there to help them do something that they may not have had a chance to do before because they wouldn't have qualified. They wouldn't have got into the program. So yeah, there's a lot. The thing is, this game has a lot of free-to-play players as well who've been part of the game for years and years and years and years. And that is the next question for me. We've kind of just gone and done something where it's like the VIP program's changed in a way where and now anybody can just, spend a bit of money and get a bonus of rewards, which is cool in a way because anybody can
Hmm.
join the game tomorrow, right, and spend 9.99 and get a bit more. But there's a portion of free to play players that don't have money who've been part of the game for so long, and I wonder if in this shop kind of system, is there anything that we can do where you will be able to earn them tokens for just playing the game, um, as a way as thanking those kind of players as well. That's kind of the next challenge. It's definitely something I'm definitely thinking about, um, because then we've hit kind of both aspects, right? You can either do that or play the game for free. So yeah, it's something that I'm got on my mind at the minute. But what about you? What do you think about it? I don't want to put you. I mean, it's a controversial topic, so I don't want to put you on the spot.
I know
Um,
I'm finding the spotlight, and the thing is, like I said when we first started talking, I helped you quite a bit, just in the initial phases of the VIP changes. And for me as a player, is this: I said you get to a point of acceptance, and it's like, no, this is happening. And I don't mean like you accept it as in, hey, you like the new program or dislike the new program. There's an acceptance piece where, hey, this is happening no matter how much I cry in Discord. This is happening no matter what. So what can I do to make this thing better? And when I took the approach, I remember one day I actually got onto, I think it was Cybertron, and I was like, hey man, like, hey, if you got a lot of you guys like me, you trust me. Hey, I'm trying to help them with this, and they went ballistic on me. It's the first time that since I've been creating content that I saw people
yeah.
just kind of go ballistic on me like that.
I mean, whenever you change a program after 5 years,
Right.
it's always gonna cause controversy, and I completely get that. I don't want to say that we're, the lights at the end of the tunnel because it's not. There's still a lot of work to still be done. But I feel like we've, pushed out more price points. For example, 9.99. There's now a $50 option, so you don't have to jump straight to $100. And I just think that's how we're going to operate. It's more of a bit of a subscription, if you like, and anybody can take part. And that is the main thing. Is it wasn't making a program to make money. It was a program that anybody can be part of, and that's the difference.
And I will tell you, and I don't know if you saw this on any of my streams or not, there was one criticism I had about the change. And the only major criticism that I had was, I want to say it was about April, that there became a lot more transparency about the original program and how people could get into that program. And then it kind of like just shifted like a few months later after that. So,
Yeah, I think that was definitely my bad.
mhm,
I really wanted to change the program in a way where anybody can be part of, but then that presented a new problem in itself.
mhm.
When I did that, there was a lot of people from that day who was like, "What? There's a VIP program?" That there was still actually people who had no idea that this thing existed, and you're gonna be like, "No, Dale, you're lying to me." I'm being genuine here. Like we are running we were running advertising campaigns at the time where Space 8 was spending money on the game. You probably saw fake Facebook adverts, which I don't know why we use those kind of things, but they were going on. I'm not sure if you had. I think I spoke to Wazza, who was saying that he saw like a bit of an increase in viewership on some of his videos. I'm not sure if you experienced the same.
Yeah, I
That we were,
did.
yeah, what I mean. This is what I mean. We were definitely running advertising at that time. That's not a lie or anything like that. We care about this game. Like I said, we want to keep this game running for as long as we can. But yeah, that kind of did present a challenge in itself in terms of, yeah, maybe I allowed too many people in, or I lowered the requirements so low that everybody were then getting into it, and then we just had too much work. We just had too much work. Whereas now we don't really deal with any. Gone the days where we get a ticket about somebody quitting the game because they didn't get VIP, or quitting the game because they're not allowed. They didn't know about it and they've lost so many rewards or things like that. So yeah, gone the days of those anyway.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like you were saying earlier. Whenever you have a change to any kind of program in the game, uh, the initial response is probably not going to be as positive as you like. But then once you get past that point, like I actually happen to like the program a lot. Like in this, it's times where you know I'll give you an example. It was like I've only completed 2 endurance events. The one was for when Knockout and Skids win the endurance one. The other one was when Junkheap and Wreckgar win there. But when I saw that bump of the prizes that I got that month after, I was like, man, this is. I said, this is kind of lit. Like, you know what I'm
This is
saying?
it.
So,
I mean, this is it. I mean, when you think about it and you think, okay, well, what kind of players are actually upset about this? Well, it's not anybody over $9.99 because, well, they're loving it, right?
right,
I mean, because they're already keeping what they get. They're not going to spend any more because they're already getting the Cyber Pass. Maybe some of them will think, well, you're making me spend, you're making me buy the Cyber Pass. Well, honestly, it's great value. You should be buying the Cyber Pass anyway. Don't make. I mean, I don't want to be pushing this onto you. Like, I genuinely think that the Cyber Pass is great value. Maybe you think it's not. I really do. Um, but then you've got, so anybody over $9.99 is content. Anybody over $49.99, obviously getting tier 2 now. They're actually quite happy because they're actually getting more if their spending habits don't change. Like, we don't look at this as maybe we can get these all to spend $50. No, you should be just going into the program and thinking, oh, I'm buying a few bundles. Oh, I'm hitting this
I'm
bracket. I
getting
get this
extra.
bonus.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
getting
getting
extra.
extra. Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
that's how you should look at it. You should look at the program like that. So anybody over $49.99 at the minute is actually getting the bonus. Anyone on $9.99 is just even. So the people who are actually probably not happy with this change are people who just simply don't spend on the game anymore, and that's fine. But then, should you be getting free stuff if you're not spending? Which is another argument in itself. Because now what we're doing is we're actually taking rewards away from people who don't spend anymore and giving it to people who do spend more. Plus, we're giving even more to people who are spending in the game consistently. So that's another way to look at it as well, which is just, yeah, there's just so many things you have to consider with something like that. Like I said, there's a lot of free to play players out there that have been loyal to the game for so long, and I do think we need something for them. And I hope that the shop can be that fix. But yeah, there's just I think they're probably the people who are feeling it more than anyone, because there's quite a few free to play players who have gone free to play anyway, who were part of the VIP program, who use those rewards to survive. But it's just difficult in any business to give things for free, like for free without giving because we are a business. We've
Absolutely.
got bills to pay, we've got staff to pay, we've got Hasbro's requirements as well to keep the game operating, which we were fine for the next 2-3 years minimum. I don't want people to say, oh my god, the game's closing in 3 years. Look, when I joined the game 3 years ago, they thought it was probably gonna last maybe 2 years or something, and we're still here. And we're even better now than we were back then because of
Hmm.
all the advertising and things we've done. So um, it's just amazing, really, of what we've done. But yeah, it's just those kind of portion of players at the minute.